Hey folks, welcome. Don't mind the drum set behind me. There's a story there. Welcome to Octopunk Monthly Update for, I guess it's about to be June 2024. A long weekend for all of our Americans this weekend, so hopefully some of you are enjoying a day off. I work from home for Octopunk, so I don't really do holidays. I sent off an email today, and I had to remember, I was like, hi, so, don't worry about answering this today, because I know normal people take this day off, but not me. I'm here doing the stream and taking advantage of the fact that people are home and can hang out today. In the meantime, I want to give a shout out to those of you who've been getting us to a hype train during the wait. We have Eccentric Giraffe celebrating a 60-month 5-year anniversary. Can we just hold for that for a second? 5 years for Eccentric Giraffe. That is a monumental milestone, G. Fucking congrats. And thank you for sticking with us for 5 years. That is freaking phenomenal. And I'm sure there's some others that are right behind you as well. We've got Timmy Silver for 36 months. That's 3 years. So that's also awesome. Timmy Silver here for 3 years. Super Silly Pants here for 49 months. Massive. High Warlock for 57 months, just 3 months away from that 5-year anniversary. So I'll be giving the applause then. Mindless Somber for 27 months. Green Dragon for 30 months. Piccalilly for 41 months. Becky Helene for 46 months. I believe that's coming up on a 4-year anniversary, Becky. Just a couple months away from that. Greenie the Frigid for 24 months. 2 years. Although Kim, I know it's been longer than that. It's been 5 years for Kim too. Kim was my number one. 29 months for Brittany Plays. 49 months for Dom, our lovely mod. And 28 months for B. I think that's everybody for today. We have a couple followers in between the months, but yeah, thank you everybody for being here today and for subscribing, for getting us on that hype train, or for just tuning in at home or later on YouTube if you were watching this VOD later. It's not a huge day for OPMU, I will say. There's not a whole lot to talk about. I just wanted to check in and keep the schedule of it and say hello to everybody. I have been waiting to hear back about Livescreamers distribution, which was actually the email that I rattled off today. And it was like, don't worry about Memorial Day. Just to see, I want to have news hopefully soon. And if, with any luck, I will have some sort of information in the next Octopunk Monthly Update, because I'm basically at the point where I'm like, I really want to make a decision, because people basically ask me every day, and not even y'all, but strangers, people I have never interacted with before, people who find Livescream on the YouTube channel, people who find it on Letterboxd, people who find it on Twitter or Discord or Found Footage Facebook groups. All sorts of people message me about when is Livescreamers coming out, when they can watch it, when is it coming to streaming, all of that. So I really want to have some sort of answer soon, because it's definitely challenging when the answer is, I don't know, because you never want to answer anyone wanting to watch your movie with, I don't know how you can see it. But I will say, for those of you who contribute to the INDIEGOGO campaign, literally, just as Monthly Update was beginning, I got it really close, I just burned the first test disc of the Blu-ray for INDIEGOGO. I'm going to watch this today. I'm going to do QAL. If it looks good and there's no errors in it, then I will send the file to the manufacturer and get these ordered today. What that means is that any of you who donated to INDIEGOGO and are owed a Blu-ray, all that we'll have to wait on at that point is the manufacturer to send me discs, which is probably a 2 to 3 week turnaround, at which point I will immediately be packaging up your awards and sending them out. So by the next time you see me here on Octopunk Monthly Update, you should also have with your, on your person, all of the awards that you got for Livescreamers. So that includes most of you, I think. Most of you will be able to watch it very, very soon, because I think most people here were around during the INDIEGOGO campaign a couple years ago. If you weren't, I'm sorry. I hope to have news very soon about how you can rent or buy Livescreamers. In the meantime, as well, you can also see a couple of screenings of it. We've started sort of an international festival run of Livescreamers now. The domestic screenings have kind of winded down. There might be a couple more, but at this point, I feel pretty safe doing a international fest run because I know that even if we get distribution domestically, it's going to be a while before we get any news about foreign distribution. So that means I can talk about these two festivals we have coming up in the month of June. We have our Canadian premiere at Dark Bridges Film Festival in Saskatoon, Canada. That is Western Canada, RIP y'all in Toronto and such. But they basically invited me to submit. They invited me to do a screening there, so I was like, I haven't screened in Canada yet. I know there's a lot of Canadian folks who've been interested in seeing it. Let's do it. And then, as you know, there's the Gaspar Film Festival in Manchester, UK, which they announced quite a while ago. That is coming up this month on June 22nd. It's a really lovely little festival. I recommend you checking it out if you're in the UK and within, an hour or two distance of Manchester. Make a really good day trip. I think that we screen at like 11 in the morning on a Saturday, so it's definitely it's like on a weekend day. It's a pretty good time slot. And I think June 2nd, is that on the weekend as well? June 2nd is on a Sunday. I'm not sure what time of day. They told me, but I don't remember. But that's on a Sunday as well, so that's also on a weekend. I'll also say, even though I can't announce it yet, I think another month before I can give you the details on this. I have an Italian premiere coming up later this year in near Milan. So Dom Larry's in Bacasera. It's coming to your neck of the woods sometime in the fall, and that's about all I can say about that. But I did get accepted into an Italian festival, and I'm really excited about that. Like I said, I do believe June is when they're gonna let me talk about it. Yeah, Dom, DM me if you want more info. I can tell you. But yeah, I think those are the three that I know about. I want to say, let me check my Film Freeway page and see if I can't find more information about maybe. Let me see, maybe some of the ones that I might hear about in the next while. Because I'm waiting on Portland, I know. Portland, there's a Portland festival in August. Oh, I won't find out about that till July, so I won't know about that by the next OPMU. And then there's a Munich festival that I'm waiting to hear back, but I will not know until September. It's going to be a while. So we're looking into Munich and Portland. Those are TBD. And then there's also one that I'm trying for in August that's in Fort Lauderdale in Florida. So TBD on that. I probably will end up submitting. I don't think the movie's going to be out by August, so I probably will be within the launch period for that. But Italy for sure, and Canada and the UK again. So we're getting a little bit of love for our international folks. And in terms of Patreon, so I definitely have all of my catch-up stuff to do this month on Patreon, our $25 group call and 2 streams. I would like to stream tomorrow, and I'll be doing some lots of set building for our $5 patrons, and I will stream on Thursday. I think I'll do, tomorrow and Thursday. And then the group call will be on Friday afternoon, probably at like 6 p.m. It'll be a Friday evening group call. Not sure what it'll be yet, but I'm not sure what the other one as well will be for Lotso. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are now good for me. I should have pretty open availability. I would say tomorrow's will probably be like 1 p.m. Eastern. It'll probably be early in the day because I'll get to work on that Lotso set building pretty early. Maybe I will do some Lotso costume stuff on Thursday. Basically setting up my blueprints for my actors and maybe doing some animation stuff. Really what I need to be doing is exclusively environmental, but I don't want to do 2 environmental streams in a row. So I'll try to do something a little bit different in Unreal on Thursday. And then coming up next month, I'm going to ask Shivam Patel, who is, he plays Vamp in Lotso. I'm going to design a postcard for him and ask him to be our postcard of the month. I don't have that design signed yet, but that will be the reward for June. I will be shipping out the latest ones, which there was a sticker this past month. Actually, I already shipped them. I already shipped May's rewards. I'm already ahead of things, so you probably should have gotten that by now. I guess, did I already, or maybe I already shipped? No, I shipped 5 things. I already shipped May's rewards. So I think I'm ahead on mail. I think I'm caught up. So if I'm not, I'll check on it and make sure. But I want to say everybody's pretty square on mail at this point. But I still might go through and catch up on anybody whose patches are due for the month of May, if I haven't already done that yet. But I tried to get ahead the last time I did mail at the beginning of the month, because I was behind on some things. And I do need to get caught up on Etsy as well. There's a couple outstanding Livescream Blu-rays that I need to fulfill. But yeah, mostly the big thing that's coming up this month is fulfilling those Indiegogo rewards for y'all and finally getting those out the door. I'll be posting on the Indiegogo like updates when I get the Blu-rays in and when I start packaging, so you will know exactly when they start leaving my house and going out to the world. I expect that, like I said, in about 3 weeks, unless I decide to splurge for expedited manufacturing. I probably won't. I probably will save the $150 because it's sort of like everybody's waited 2.5 years. They can wait another week if it saves me $200. But I figure that, by the end of June, it will definitely be going out the door and into your living rooms, which is really fun. Yeah, Indiegogo stuff. And in terms of other things that are happening this summer, it'll be later in the summer, but anticipate a crowdfunding campaign for Octopunks, the website that is going to be taking over and replacing Patreon in the new year. My current launch time that I want to do that is basically the beginning of 2025. I wanted to get it out this year, but with Lotso's production, it just got too far behind. But I want to go ahead and start preparing Ships and Giggles Live and all that sort of stuff that I want to put on the new site. So we will be crowdfunding for that at the end of the summer sometime. Also, I'll be working on the Livescream remaster sometime this summer. And really, most of the summer is just going to be dedicated to Lotso. Just dawn to dusk Lotso for the next 2 months at least, while I build all the environments, do all of the cinematics, render everything, edit everything, get it all put together for Austin to do the music, and for a sound designer to do the sound, that sort of thing. So thumbs up. There's going to be a long summer of working on Lotso on Patreon, so expect all of our streams over the summer on Patreon to be Lotso content. I'm really, really happy to have this finally out of the way. This has taken up so much time, y'all, because I like to make my Blu-rays really, really good. And there is a hour and 50 long minute documentary called Boundary Breakers on this Blu-ray. And that, eventually would be on the public Blu-ray release too, I think. But it is a making of doc. There's also a gag reel that's 6 minutes long. There's a couple bonus videos that I'll probably also be cross-posting to YouTube once I know when the release date will be, because I just don't want to post any Livescreamers content on my YouTube right now when I don't know a release date, because all of the comments are just going to be, when is it coming out? And I don't have an answer for that. But I have a lot on here. There's subtitles for the doc. There's subtitles for the movie. The movie is presented in both stereo and 5.1, so you can choose which sound mix you want, as well as all the menus being very stylish and very pretty, like they always are in an Octopunk release. But one thing that is a little special, if you are an Indiegogo person, I have decided to only order enough Blu-rays to fulfill my Indiegogo orders, which means that the eventual Blu-ray release will be a separate order. And because of that, I decided, why not make it a special release? So the actual cover of the film will say Livescreamers Founders Edition. So it will be a unique run of only, I think, 150 or 175 discs that have a special slipcover. The menu system, like the menu design, might be different than, like, if it gets distribution. If a distributor does it differently, then it might be unique. Its uniqueness will depend in the long run upon how much I actually end up being involved with the wide release of the future Blu-ray. But I am going ahead and future-proofing it a little bit so that I'm at least changing the slipcover and making the slipcover a Founders Edition cover. So there's at least a little something special in case it turns out to be very, very different from the version that comes out to the public. The Indiegogo folks were on the ground floor and have that Founders Edition. I don't know if the design is going to be that much different, but it will say Founders Edition underneath the title, which will specify that it is different. So that's basically the big update for the month, is all the Indiegogo stuff finally coming out. I have the Blu-ray in my hands. I know that I can order it. It's not speculative anymore. It's done. And then working on Lotso. So if you're a patron, be prepared for lots of Lotso content through the next month and through the summer. If you are a $5 patron, I will see you at a couple streams this month. If you're a $25 patron, I will see you on Friday night for a group call. And that's kind of it. If you are in Manchester or Saskatoon or near there, I encourage you to check out those film festivals that I said Livescreamers is screening at. Hope you enjoy its little road show that it's doing. Gives you an opportunity to see it early and in theaters and with an audience if you haven't gotten a chance to yet. Whaley just said, sorry, I forgot to help with the drums back. That reminds me of the story, like, of why the drums are out. So I do want to mention, we shot a movie in this house. I just posted about it on Instagram. If you're curious about that, talk to Michael Whaley, because it's his movie. Not an Octopunk production. We didn't, like, produce it or anything, but they shot it here, and I did BTS photo, and Austin did sound, and will, I think, also do the music for it. So our hands are definitely in it. Lots of friends, lots of familiar faces, and frequent Octopunk collaborators like Michael Whaley and Rune Vaughn, being involved in the above the line part of the process for that movie. It was a lot of fun. It's a social comedy, is what I would say that it is. And the crew was super sweet. Like, it was really nice to work with such a great crew, especially some new faces and meet some new people who I hadn't yet in the Charleston film industry. And so many young people, too. So many people between the ages of, like, 20 and 23. A very Gen Z crew in a lot of regards, which was really delightful to see the young people coming up and being able to, like, get to know them a little bit better and see them in the early parts of their careers. It's really, really cool. It reminded me of how long I have been doing this, because once upon a time I was a 24-year-old trying to make short films in Charleston, and that's about when I met Daly and Whaley and all of these folks. So now I'm just an old maid. Or an old matron, rather. But yeah, so I think they're trying to finish that by the fall. So keep an eye out for that on film festivals, and keep an eye on Michael Whaley's Instagram, because I'm sure he'll be posting about it as it gets into fest and gets a premiere and that sort of thing. And you can recognize all of Austin's synthesizers, which also cameo in the film, because they shot it in the music room, and all 28 synthesizers make a cameo appearance. All right, I will finish it up by saying thank you to Ninja Noodles for subscribing for 55 months, and thank you, Ronnie, for the 1,000 bits. It has been delightful to see y'all again, and I'll be doing another Octopunk monthly update in about a month. Let me see when the optimal time for that would be. July 1st would be perfect. And I'm actually off that day from school because it's a free week for me. I may also be joined by some friends who may be in the house working on some Lotso post-production stuff at the time, so we'll see. But I love when an OPMU's on the 1st of the month. It's very satisfying. So I will see you on July 1st in about 4 or 5 weeks. If I don't see you sooner, on Patreon at one of our Lotso post-production creation streams. Thanks so much for joining me, y'all, and as always, stay great, hydrate, and have a happy time zone.